My name's Dave. I'm a martial arts instructor. I've been riding this e-bike around Sydney for the last 2 weeks, and I can tell you now, it is fantastic. E-bikes and bikes are very, very different. It may appear the same, but you've got a huge and very powerful electric motor that really helps you speed along. I'm going at probably 40 kilometers an hour along the road, along the flat, without breaking a sweat. It is fantastic. As far as energy expenditure, this bike is the best I have ever tried. One of the features I really liked about this bike is the alarm. Obviously, this is a very expensive bike and you don't want it to get stolen. I put the battery on. Now I know the battery's on. Now I'm going to click the lock button here. Basically now, the bike is now locked. So if I try and move the bike or I start to agitate it or something like that, I'm just going to take this out from here and I start to go. The alarm goes off. Basically, this will discourage all but the most determined thieves from trying to steal the bike. One thing I would say that is a slight disadvantage is the fact that it does still drain the battery. One of the most exciting features about this bike is the pressure-based throttle, which actually comes through the pedals here. Basically, the harder that I push down on the pedals, the quicker the motor goes, and the less pressure, the lighter. So for instance, if I'm at traffic lights and I want to take off in a hurry, I push hard, the engine kicks in hard. But if I'm, say, in traffic and I just want a light touch just to help me along, the engine cuts in at a much smaller amount. So it is literally a pressure-based throttle which comes through the pedals and is actually quite a rare feature on e-bikes. I recommend this. Now the last thing about the bike that I really like are the internal gears. Now, unlike mountain bikes which have like sprockets and external gears and actually are changed while the bike is moving, this bike actually, you have to stop pedaling the gears while you're actually on the move for the gear to change. Otherwise, it literally doesn't change. So it's far more similar to a car gear system with a clutch, etc. Now, you're probably wondering, why is this a big deal? Well, it's a big deal in traffic. So for instance, if I'm actually riding along at high speed and I have to stop quickly, on a normal bike, I have to stop moving again before I can change the gears, which is a big deal on this e-bike. But because the internal gears change when the bike is stationary, when I'm stopped, I just click the gear straight to the appropriate one, the low gear instead of a high gear that I might have been on before, and I carry on smoothly. It really is quite an exciting feature that adds a lot to the bike. But it does take a little bit of getting used to if you're used to a mountain bike where you actually pedal in order to change the gears. So to round up, guys, I really recommend this bike. This is a fantastic piece of machinery. It has a battery that lasts forever. It really is a sensitive machine that you can actually alter the amount of effort that you get from the motor, taking it all up from getting a huge amount of assistance, which is what I particularly liked, or taking it to a minimal amount. So you can ride it like a normal bike if you want to. It's very, very forgiving. It is an excellent, excellent bike. Now, what I really liked about this was that how it enhanced my lifestyle. Basically, I'm a guy who likes to use his bike to travel around Sydney to get to work. And what this did was it allowed me to go to my locations that I was looking for and trying to get to, but with minimal effort. It wasn't like I would arrive at a place where I was teaching or wherever I was going and I'd be like really tired. That just went completely, and I had a lot more energy to do the things I wanted to do. So as far as being able to get across Sydney with minimal energy expenditure, top marks, fantastic.